he is back for good. There is absolutely nothing wrong with him now, and that he has completely recovered from that respiratory illness. Also went on to talk about the fact that he was taken to Singapore, the kind of treatment that was given to him, and that of course it was Rajinikanth who had recommended that he be shifted to the Mount Elizabeth Hospital for better treatment. So Ambrish will be heading to Mandya tomorrow in all likelihood, where he will be meeting with the people. As for campaigning, he hasn't really given a date as such, but he did say that he will be speaking to the people of Mandya come tomorrow and also deal with any sort of issues within the Mandya Congress. There's no question that with him coming back, things will definitely head to the better. My colleague Harish joins us over the phone line with more information. Harish, definitely looks like Ambrish is back to his old self.
Yes, he's back to his best, and he spoke about everything right from his health to the elections in Mandya, about the factionalism and infighting in Mandya, and he spoke that there is absolutely no infighting or factionalism in Mandya. There are differences, but no infighting. And in Mandya, the Congress and Ramya will be victorious. And he said he will campaign in Mandya. This was a very brief press conference. We are told later on in the day, around 3:30, there is likely to be another press conference in Hotel Ashoka.
Right, Harish. Also, of course, the highlight of that particular address has to be his talk about the Mandya Congress and about Ramya as well.
Yes, the highlight was definitely Ambrish saying that there was absolutely no infighting or factionalism in Mandya District Congress. There are differences, but no major infighting that will affect Ramya's chances. He said that he will campaign and Ramya will be victorious. People of Mandya will vote for Congress and Ramya, and she will be victorious, and there's nothing to worry about, Ashita.
Right, Harish. Also, of course, there is a lot of talk about Ambrish making his way to Mandya. So confirming that he will be there tomorrow, but not speaking about a rally as such.
Yes, he hasn't given out too many details about Mandya District Congress or the campaign in Mandya. He said that he will campaign. He might campaign tomorrow, but no proper confirmation or a schedule given out on whether it will be just one rally or a road show, or whether he will tour the constituency in an open jeep, and what sort of a campaign it will be. Will it be just a few rallies at a few places? These details are still awaited, Akshita.
Right, Harish, thank you so much for joining us with all that information. But of course, Ambrish seems to be completely recovered now, seems to be completely healthy and back to his witty best there. The Rebel star went on to state that it was because of the love that he received that he has posted such a quick and such a complete recovery, and also went on to speak about whether he will be campaigning. Did not mention too much about it, but went on to state that tomorrow he will be in Mandya, will interact with the people there, and also with regard to Ramya, with regard to the factionalism in the Mandya Congress, he went on to quite simply dismiss it, saying there's no factionalism, but maybe just a small petty issue. But earlier in the day, of course, a huge number of fans had gathered outside his residence. We saw Ambrish reach Bengaluru at about 11:15, get out of the airport at about 11:40, and even there was a huge sea of supporters, fans, to meet Ambrish. He even got out of his car and greeted all of them, post which he made his way to his residence in JP Nagar, and absolute chaos outside his residence there. As you can see, hundreds of supporters, hundreds of fans of the Rebel Star came together and were waiting with bated breath for Ambrish to arrive. Upon his arrival, of course, seeing the number of people, it was impossible for Ambrish to get out of his car. So he drove straight into his house, and of course the fans were seen shouting slogans, conducting milk abhishekas for life-size posters of Ambrish. So his die-hard fans there gathering together outside Ambrish's residence, celebrating the fact that he has completely recovered. Soon after, of course, almost 15 minutes later, Ambrish was seen walking out of his house and addressing the fans. He went on to thank them for all the love and support and all the prayers that they have in fact given out. Remember, some of these people stayed day in and day out outside the Vikram Hospital waiting for some good news on Ambrish's health. So Ambrish returning the favor, they're going ahead and speaking to them, thanking all of them for all the love that he received, and stating that the recovery that he posted was simply because of their support.
ದೇಶ ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸೋಸ್ಕರ ಕರೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಣ್ಣ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂದ.
But this was, of course, his family and his friends waiting for Ambrish there. They were seen as soon as he came, being a delighted lot. Ambrish, of course, did also get a darshan from his family members and was soon seen entering. Of course, it was a very simple get-together of sorts, no grand celebration as such. But Ambrish will definitely be relieved to be back home among his loved ones. His wife, of course, was right by his side. His son Abhishek Gowda was waiting for him at their home, but several of his family members were waiting for him outside, welcomed him with open arms, and Ambrish, of course, gladly accepting that darshan which was conducted for him by his family relatives. Well, in all, an eventful day to say in the least. Ambrish has finally come back to Bengaluru after 52 days of getting treatment in Singapore and, of course, recuperating in Malaysia. And fans there are delighted lot. They have been waiting for this day for quite some time now. And seeing Ambrish completely recovered, completely normal again, back to his best, has definitely got them on a high. Well, elections are taking a toll on the people of Andhra. The people of two villages engaged in an all-out war. The villages are divided as one village supports TDP and the other YSRCP. An argument broke out between the two factions and soon it turned into an all-out war.
సార్ మాచినూరుకి వచ్చాను సార్. నేను టీవీ కెమెరామెన్ సార్. పెట్టుకుంటాను సార్ ఇక్కడ. ఓకే సార్.
Well, absolute galata there between two villages is what we're looking at. While one village is supporting the YSRCP party, the other is supporting the TDP, and that is what has led to all of this violence, stone throwing incidents, people using sticks and staves to go ahead and hit each other, and the cops were also pulled in to go ahead and stop all this chaos from taking place. However, they weren't too successful because as you can see, a large group on either side there going ahead and attacking each other. No word on whether anyone got injured, but it looks like the election heat has definitely gotten into these two groups of villagers. My colleague Arun joins us with more information. Arun, clearly there the elections are leading to quite a bit of fights between people there. Take us through exactly where this took place and if in fact anyone has been injured.
Akshita, that's right. Searing temperature combined with the election heat is causing a lot of skirmishes as far as Andhra is concerned. Yesterday, remember, we had an ugly incident where TDP workers vandalized furniture at the office. Now, this report that we're getting today is from Kadapa, where actually skirmishes have broken out between the YSR Congress workers on one hand and TDP workers. Clearly, there is a lot of angst between the two parties. Remember, the TDP has formally joined the NDA. It's partnering BJP, but this particular incident is in Kadapa district, which is a stronghold of YSR family, YS Rajashekar Reddy, the late Chief Minister of the United Andhra Pradesh. So clearly tense moments. What we are given to believe at this point of time is that deployment of police has been increased. At this point of time, we do not know whether any injuries have been reported, whether any people have been killed or any preventive arrests have been made. But clearly, the situation looks like it could slip out of control. That's why we are given to believe that police reinforcements have been rushed into this particular village where skirmishes have broken out between the YSR Congress and the supporters of TDP. In fact, this is the second phase of the Vidhan Parishad election. So clearly these two groups which belong to Chautapalli and Konayapalli blocks seem to have descended and started engaging in stone throwing and some kind of group clashes. At this point of time, the situation continues to be extremely fluid. We don't know how many people have been injured, whether there have been any deaths reported, but police reinforcements have been rushed in to ensure that things don't go out of hand, Akshita.
Right, Arun, also, is there any word on exactly what triggered off this fight?
Obviously, this could have been triggered off because of some kind of group clashes, Akshita. The exact cause is also not known because, remember, as we speak, the state is underway. It's getting ready for holding both the Lok Sabha and Assembly polls together, and there's been hectic amount of nominations which have been going on. So whether any kind of a verbal duel which resulted in this kind of clash is not known, but at this point of time, as we speak, there is a lot of tension prevailing in the area. More police reinforcements have been rushed in, Akshita.
Right, Arun, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. But of course, two villages there breaking out in violence after it seems like a political battle seems to have gone violent.